If your trading plan said to go bullish last week and you ended up taking random trades, like for example you took a sales and you have completely missed that bullish run, then this video is going to help you massively to get that directional bias correct in your favor and how you can actually avoid that kind of low probability trades. Because when high time frame and the order flow has been shifted in your favor coming into the session, you should not be on the wrong side of the market, but you should be actually right side of the market. Okay, for example, last week and the coming week or so, weekly and the daily time frame on the euro dollar, pound dollar and Aussie dollar has been showing that bullish momentum. And now looking back, reflecting on the trades that you have taken in the past, you have ended up taking so many low probability conditions trades, right? For example, you have taken sells and you have not have that confidence to actually pull the trigger for buys. That means now you are actually missing the big part of the trading, okay? Because you should be riding that impulsive trend, because whenever we pull back correctively, price action will be very choppy and it's really hard to capitalize on the sells. So that is why we just chill on the corrective side of the price action. We actually wait for that next impulsive leg and we just ride the trend, be aggressive and don't wait for perfection. So this video is going to help you massively to figure out which side you have to be playing in and how is that high time frame bias going to make your trading plan so simple. Right now, last week or the coming week, we have been talking about this price action. It's been a couple of weeks already that weekly and the daily are heavily bullish and all we need is to capitalize on this kind of impulsive leg, right? So the goal is to participate and not wait for the perfection. What I mean is you don't need to wait for a perfect setup, perfect anti-model to present whenever you are actually playing with a high time frame bias, okay? That is why you have to bend your rule and be a little bit flexible on your trading plan and just ride the momentum and don't wait for a perfect setup, because you can miss plenty of good moves. Because whenever we get that impulsive leg, it's not gonna be really high probability anti-models and there is not gonna be perfect setup. So you need to judge that and you need to have that flexibility in your trading plan wherever you can actually ride that impulsive phase when the market is presented, okay? In the next few minutes, I'm gonna answer to this following question: what is the directional bias for the weekly and the daily time frame, and how to spot that corrective side of the price action so that you can preserve your own capital and just be ready for the impulsive leg, okay? And how you can spot that impulsive leg. For example, where is that higher low gonna form? For example, normally whenever we see the higher low formation, it either sweeps liquidity from a good area of value or it will reach an unmitigated higher time frame range, and that can start fuel the next to move to the upside, okay? And also I'm gonna explain you how to cut that losing streaks and how you can preserve your own capital for a better conditions, market conditions, where you can be ready and have the confidence. Because if you end up taking corrective side of the price action and if you ended up taking so many bad trades, then you lose your own confidence and you will not be ready to pull the trigger when the market is presenting you a very good conditions, okay? Stick around, you're gonna learn so much coming into the video. So without any delay, let's get back into the euro dollar first, and then after we go on the pound dollar, Aussie dollar and the gold, okay? So what do we have on the weekly time frame? On the weekly time frame for the euro dollar, we are pretty much bullish, right? So last week I have been saying that pretty much we're in this impulsive leg and we pulled back into the good area of value. And after that, we got this another leg, creating that inducement for later time, and we moved to the upside, okay? We were coming off unmitigated supply from the left if we look over there. So that is only the old supply is gonna be just a reaction point for the pullback. And where will that pull back into the good area of value? That's what I was saying. For example, the higher low formation can actually from the discounted price, where is that good area of value? For example, here after we swept that enough sales and liquidities from this leg into the discount, mitigating some kind of demand over there, now it's probably ready to run this week high, okay? Because we're coming from such an impulsive leg, I'm not going to be expecting that we are going to get a deep pullback until and unless the market is showing me, okay? And with this kind of hammer candle last months ago, what do we have? We have been pretty much choppy. So this is when the market conditions are poor, but still we can actually ride that impulsive leg on the lower time frames, because pretty much weekly time frame is showing bullish and our objective is to run the week highs. Yes, we have this choppy price action on the weekly time frame, but still you can capitalize on the lower time frames because it may provide you good opportunities, okay? Simple on the day weekly, it's not showing that clear intentions over there, but still favoring buys to run the week high, okay? We have been generating these buy sell liquidities, nothing else. So going on the daily time frame, what do we got? Like I said, we have been pretty much sweeping the sell side liquidities that was visible on the weekly time frame as well, because this was the leg inducement, okay? We pulled back into the good area of value that is in the discount. After that, we have been sweeping the sell side liquidity and having the bullish momentum. See, the bullish momentum was pretty much strong at this point, and now we have been chopping around at this point, but this is just to create those liquidities so that it can fuel the next leg. And recent price action shows that what do we got? See, we swept this liquidity, pretty much order flow was bullish, right? And last week I was just focusing on the buys to catch this kind of move last couple of weeks ago, and even the last week, since this demand was over there, we swept these liquidities. I was favoring sells over there, and then once we mitigated over there, this was the move that we were actually trying to play. Okay, so coming into the week ahead, we have mitigated this daily demand, pull back into the good value, we had pulled back correctively, and with this kind of hammer candle over there, see how the big candle was a couple of days ago. I'm fully expecting this order flow to continue to at least to run the week highs, okay, because overall bias is bullish, intentions are bullish, nothing else. Since we mitigated this daily demand, I'm not expecting this move, okay, because we have already completed its objective. Swap sells liquidities, those reactions were just to pull back into this relevant demand that was in control, and now fully expecting to order flow to continue so that we can capitalize on the good winning trades. From the 1 hour time frame, right? What do we have on the 4 hour time frame? Excuse me. So on the 4 hour time frame, like I said, we have reached this daily demand. We had that break of structure, got a pullback into this good area value in the discount. We just missed this refined 4 hour demand, but we know that we have reached this daily demand. We don't have to mitigate every zones, okay? We just need to figure out what the market is showing. The market is clearly showing that it wants to push up. I'm not gonna be just thinking this demand has not been reached. I'm just gonna wait for that. No, because the market is showing already. The intentions is there. See how we pull back into this daily demand and how we got the aggressive push up by the bulls, giving us the protected low. Why? Because it has led to the convincing break of the highs. And we got this a little bit choppy price action over there. We're just creating those kind of liquidities. We raised this for our demand yesterday, okay? And now I'm fully expecting this order flow to continue to run the week highs, okay? Yeah, we may get that a little bit of correction as well. We do not know. Market can do whatever it wants, but I'm gonna be focusing on the buys to ride that impulsive play because the objective of the pullback has been completed already. All right, so we go on the 1 hour time frame. So as we know from the weekly, daily, and the 4 hour time frame, buy is gonna be the high probability, okay? So now we're not gonna be thinking crazy on the sells because the objective is done, right? So this is the leg. See, for example, we are playing buys, and where are the bulls? How bulls are stepping in? And bulls stepped in like this. It was pretty aggressive, right? And aggressive push up, nice corrective pullback. Yes, we have swap liquidities. I'm not gonna be thinking that it has swap. Yes, it's a bearish intentions, right? But this sweep only happened to pull back into this demand. This sweep already led this kind of move, and now this is done. I'm not gonna be thinking too much into this now, because if we zoom in a little bit and you see the price action, what did we have? We got the push up, pull back, we got a push up, swept the liquidities, we got a push down, right? We mitigated this range, we pushed down again, mitigating this 4 hour demand, right? And now we got this break. What do we have now? If we drag this a little bit, we have an indication that this high is weak now. Why? Because overall bias is bullish, and this is the larger range. We got this internal pullback, internal has switched bullish. Now internal is aligned with the swing. That means this high is weak now. So also with being this demand in control, I'm fully expecting buys, okay? So yeah, coming week or so, I'm gonna be fully focusing on the buys to capture this kind of high low formations on the 1 hour time frame to run the week highs eventually, okay? Nothing crazy, because there is literally nothing over there as well. I don't think it's gonna be a deeper pullback because the pullback objective has been on the 4 hour time frame has been completed already, right? We've swept enough liquidities over there. We've got this V-shaped move. We got a complex pullback into here. The order flow has shifted. If you look at here, see, there was in supply and control. We mitigated to this supply. Bearish tried to push lower, but instead bulls swept this liquidities, got this V-shaped move over there yesterday during New York, and we have this fresh demand in control. I'm fully expecting this order flow to continue and take out this week high. So buy is going to be the high probability, and I'm not going to be playing sells, okay? Yes, you may get that corrective price action. Yes, if you have the playground to play sells, of course, by all means you can play, but you need to understand that when the 4 hour and the daily, also with the weekly time frame and the 1 hour time frame has been showing the bullish momentum, why to force setups on the low probability conditions, right? Just be focused on the buys, because intentions are pretty much there. Intentions are there. objective is completed. Let's just ride the leg, okay? And I'm gonna be actually be loose with my POI selection and just be flexible with the trading plan and just be ride the trend and don't wait for perfection, okay? Because I need to participate in this leg. It doesn't matter how I participate. It doesn't matter how the impulsive, how the POI is, whether it has swap liquidity or has an inducement. I just need an unmitigated demand so that I can ride the impulsive phase, okay? That's it on the weekly time frame. That's it on the euro dollar. Let's just go on the pound dollar now. What do we have on the weekly time frame? See, we have reached this weekly demand that I have been talking last month, couple of months ago. We have swept this liquidities. This was actually high probability to demand. We have inducement, see, and we mitigated this weekly demand, showing that bullish momentum, giving us that bullish changes of character, because this is a bullish change of character, right? We have this weak high target as well, and yeah, pretty much we have mitigated this demand, and now we have swept the sell side liquidities, indicating this high is weak. So if we'll zoom in a little bit, we haven't taken this week high yet, so fully expecting coming into the weeks to run this, at least to run these week highs, because we have even generated those liquidities above, right? So eventually I'm expecting this to go, but just for this coming week, I'm fully expecting this high to get taken out, okay? Nothing else. What do we have on the daily time frame? On the daily time frame, see how the liquidities are obvious over there, right? So we pull back. As we know, yes, daily swing has switched bearish, but we know, since I analyzed on the weekly time frame as well, for me that was just a sell side liquidity sweep because of the momentum and because of the imbalance over there, okay? We have been pretty much bullish. Swap liquidities, that was just a reaction point for the pullback. Got this internal pullback of this leg into the discount, into this demand range, and now we got this impulsive leg to the upside. We have this demand in control, but for me, I'm fully expecting this buys to run this week high. First target is going to be obviously to run the week highs. I don't know how it's going to be coming into the week Monday, but yeah, fully expecting buys to play to run the week highs, okay? This is the week high on the weekly time frame. Yes, looks strong on the daily, but I'm fully expecting that to get taken out because of the high time frames. What do we have on the 4-hour time frame now? Yeah, 4 hour is aligned biased, pretty much bullish, right? See how we got this impulsive leg to the upside with very corrective price action in this bearish, right? So this is how you can spot what is the trend, what is the overall trend, right? For example, if the price action is like this, impulsive move followed by corrective pullback, impulsive move followed by corrective pullback, impulsive move followed by corrective pullback, this is the bullish market, which is pretty much healthy because this is the impulsive leg. That's how it plays out, okay? Yeah, we have same price action here. See, impulsive leg, corrective price action, corrective price action, corrective price action, impulsive leg, corrective price action, and now we're just gonna capture that impulsive leg, okay? We have these liquidities resting above. Last week, what do we got? We swept this liquidities, okay, sell side liquidities into this demand that it was protected because led to the convincing breakup structure, had a corrective pullback. Internal has switched bullish, indicating the high is weak. Eventually, this high is weak as well. So, fully expecting buys, okay? And we got to pull back into this demand over there yesterday, and I'm gonna be expecting that bullish order flow to continue on the 1 hour time frame. And if we have that high probability demand from the 1 hour time frame, I'm fully expecting to play the buys to run this week highs. Ultimately, yeah, this week highs as well. See, everything is so corrective price action. There's literally nothing. We may get a pullback from here, right? But yeah, until then, yeah, fully expecting high probability buys. Gonna be very, very loose with my POI and just ride the trend, and I want to participate in this one, okay? I'm not gonna be waiting for perfection. That was the 4 hour. Let's go on the 1 hour time frame. What do we got? It's pretty much simple, not the best price action over there, but I'm gonna be waiting for high probability POIs for buys, okay? And just wait for a nice pullback into here and then ride this bullish move, okay? This is the setup I'm gonna be waiting for coming into the weeks. Fully expecting that, okay? We don't have any unmitigated demand over there at this point, so yeah, I'm just gonna be waiting for a nice strong move created by sell side liquidity sweep. Doesn't matter, right? I want to see unmitigated demand over there for me to capitalize on the buys, nothing else. I'm not gonna be thinking sells at all. It's not showing. See, we got a breakup structure, pull back into the good area of value, swept enough sell side liquidities coming from the discount V-shape move to the upside, and we have even generated this kind of liquidities right? See, so these are the liquidities resting above. Ultimately, these poorly formed highs, they're gonna use to fuel that next impulsive leg. Okay, that's on the pound dollar. And if we look on the Aussie dollar now, what do we got? Aussie dollar, we have been pretty much bullish, right? And yes, this is a larger range, pretty much bearish, but I have been focusing more on the recent price action, which is last week or so I have been saying that we are pretty much bullish. It doesn't look clean, but recent price action shows pretty much clean. See how the liquidities were swept. Sell side liquidities being swept, pretty much out of flow is in bullish. This is the demand in control. Next key inflection point for me for the bearish is going to be this one. Maybe we'll get a deeper pullback from here, but until then, I'm going to be fully expecting this order flow to continue. So buy is going to be the high probability. Yes, you can capture sells, but we need to see a well-developed range. So yeah, maybe if we come back into this here, but yeah, let's not assume until and unless we don't see the clear shift on the 4-hour time frame and the 1-hour time frame. Okay, what do we have on the 4-hour time frames? Sorry, daily time frames. Okay, so this is the demand. Okay, this is the demand in control. If we see order flow has been pretty much respecting at this point, what I was saying, once we got that failed reaction, I was expecting this high to get taken because pretty much order flow is bullish. I saw this as sell side liquidity sweep, and now we have been pretty much in the bullish market. Okay, this was the demand, it got respected. This was the demand, it got respected. Now this has been the fresh demand completely in control. We are pulling back correctively, fully expecting this order flow to continue, and until and unless it does not. Okay, so fully expecting to play the buys, nothing else, because daily is not showing intentions to the bearish. Okay, because if we had a clear interaction between supply and demand, and if the supply had taken over, then maybe we could play the sells. But until and unless we don't see this fill, I'm fully expecting to play the buys, nothing else. Let's go on the 4-hour time frame now. Okay, yeah, see how the clean move is, right? What do we got? We got this break of structure. We swept the sells at liquidities. Very strong bullish move, mitigated this 4-hour demand. Yes, we may come back into here because price action is a little bit steep at this point. Yeah, by all means, play sells if we have that well-developed high probability POIs to play from the 1-hour time frame. Otherwise, main focus is gonna be the bulls. Okay, because we have reached this demand range. See how this demand range was played there, and now fully expecting to continue its bullish trend. Okay, because for sells, you really need to play in the premium. This was the playground to play the sells. I was actually looking to play sells yesterday. I couldn't capitalize. I'm gonna explain on the 1-hour time frame was. So what I mean was, so this was the 1-hour time frame. I was actually trying to play the sells from there, but my supply has not been reached this area. Missed the move, but it's what it is. Yeah, so once we reach the 4-hour demand, I'm fully expecting this order flow to continue. See how the order flow is bullish. Now, yes, this can be this move as well. By all means, like for example, if we push up here and we got that order flow shift indicating the low is weak, yes, you can play the sells. At least to run the weak lows, and then maybe we can be ready because we haven't swept the sell side liquidities yet. So there is a possibility we may get a pullback into this kind of discounted price to create some that kind of liquidities. And once we swept all these liquidities into here, and if we get that 1-hour order flow alignment in our favor, then yeah, buy is going to be high probability. Yeah, we may get a pullback into here, so playing sells can be good, but I have to see the order flow shift indicating that liquidity is to target, having that weak low to target as well. Okay, let's not think crazy until and unless the order flow is bullish. Let's just keep playing the buys. Okay, yeah, let's go on the gold price action. Pretty much bullish, right? Gold price action has been bullish. If we look at this recent price action, we have been chopping last couple of months. Finally we broke out of the range, so there is a possibility we may come back into this top of the range at least, but until then, let's just keep following the buys, nothing else. If we go on the daily time frame, because there's not much on the weekly time frame to analyze. Okay, so on the daily time frame, what do we have? See how the market is, right? Pretty much bullish. We had this bullish order flow. This is the demand in control. We have minor inducement of just above the here. We haven't mitigated this demand, right? So yeah, you may be capitalized on the sells, but buy is going to be the high probability. For example, if we get that 1-hour confirmation like this, then I'm not going to be waiting for this to reach. Okay, because the market is already showing the intentions to push price higher, and this will actually come back and later in time. For example, just because we have this range above here, it does not mean it has to come back. Okay, price can use those liquidities and the unmitigated range later in time as well. We don't have to be just waiting for that to reach, and we can just continue following this bullish order flow. Okay, and if we go on the 4-hour time frame, what do we got? So if we look at the recent price action, we mitigated this weak demand, right? Yes, there will be an unmitigated demand on the 1-hour time frame on the M15, right? We mitigated here, swept sell-side liquidities, got this internal structure shift in our favor. Pretty much this demand is in control, fully expecting this high to get taken out, okay? Yeah, I'm fully expecting to play the buys. I don't think this is going to be like a deeper pullback here because we have this liquidities resting above. Maybe after we sweep these liquidities and then we get that order flow shift, maybe I can assume that we are getting deeper pullback. But this is gold, right? It pretty much, it's heavily bullish, showing the bullish move, and it can, the short-term bearish can be a trap. For example, here as well, it looks bearish, right? But it's pretty much can be a bear trap because whenever we are coming from this impulsive move, it often lasts a little bit longer, and whenever we have that little bit deceleration in the price, then we can actually expect a deeper pullback. For now, I'm just saying this as internal pullback, reach this, and now I'm gonna see that and like from here because we have completed its objective after mitigating this weak demand, swept liquidities, got this order flow shift. This demand is in control. We have weak target, nothing else. No need to think crazy. What do we have on the 1-hour time frame? Like I said, see, you got this 1-hour structure shift, and many people will sell from here. Why? Because they have seen that, oh, we got a bearish breakup structure, let's just play the sells. But we should, since we analyze the weekly, daily, and the 4-hour time frame, what do we understand? Since we were coming from this impulsive leg to the upside, this short-term bearish move can be a trap, and you can actually find out if it's a trap or not by analyzing the multi-time frame analysis. Okay, so from the daily and the 4-hour time frame, what did we saying that since we are bullish, there was no signs of bearish intention. We're gonna be focusing on the buys, and also if you just analyze this piece of price action, yeah, let's just use this tool. Okay, if we analyze this price action, what do we have? See, we got this impulsive move to the upside followed by corrective price action, impulsive move, corrective price action. We have this liquidity target. Now this becomes vacuum in the price. So you need to understand which side you are in. It does not matter what 1-hour M15 is doing, but you need to understand what is the overall picture. What is the nature of the price action? It clearly shows that bulls were strong followed by corrective price action. Bulls were strong followed by corrective price action. And with this liquidity resting above, you can actually use that as a positive confluence for price to push higher to fuel that next leg. Okay, so understanding liquidity and the nature of the price action is going to be really interesting and key for you decision making. So that has saved me from plenty of losses. So yeah, that's the weekly market breakdown, guys. Our edge is not predicting the every move. We just need to figure out where are the high probability conditions gonna present and how we can actually ourselves into the live market and ride that impulsive leg without waiting for perfection. Okay, many traders get this wrong. They always try to focus on the corrective side of the price action and therefore setups. They don't have that patience to wait for the market, to wait for the high probability conditions to present, because whenever price is pulling back, it becomes so choppy and corrective. It often leads on so many losses, and traders lose confidence in that move, and they are not present whenever the market conditions is presenting high probability moves. For example, I have been saying like you have to be ready whenever the impulsive leg is going to kick in, and how we can spot that I've explained in detail in the breakdown, right? And just going to do a quick recap. Either it's going to be from sweeping enough sell side liquidities from the discount, either it has to mitigate high time frame range, and then we can actually expect that move, the impulsive leg, and you can actually spot that on the 1-hour time frame just because by the looking of the price action, like the nature of the price action. If the lower time frame is showing that impulsive move like a V-shape, showing the bullish momentum followed by corrective pullback, and then impulsive move, corrective pullback, that is the early indication that bulls are stepping in, and you need to be there to be ready to execute the trend and don't wait for perfection. All you need is to participate in that impulsive leg. Okay, last couple of weeks ago I have explained EURUSD setup, playing from the premium into the unmitigated demand, acting as a magnet from the high time frames. I have explained the same framework that I have been teaching you guys as well. I'm sharing as well. It's gonna be really interesting. Watch that. It can bring you so much clarity how to spot that high probability conditions and how you can increase your edge in the market. Okay, and drop your comments which market looks clean to you, and yeah, let me know. We're gonna we'll interact, we'll connect with each other. As always, thank you so much guys for watching. Subscribe is helping you, and yeah, see you in the next one. Cheers.